You are the resistance.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the supplemental on the road Armageddon update. Chaos. People, every day is just chaos in America now. And I'm not just talking about the man baby wannabe king who walks around with a full diaper. He has literally hired a chaos crew of corrupt criminals canceling the Constitution constantly. Crap. I mean, let's do some shout outs to the idiots and the dipshits currently running the United States of America. Kash Patel, in charge of the FBI. That's right. This googly-eyed podcaster is running what used to be the gold standard of American justice. And he's so embarrassing that his lazy right eye keeps trying to escape his head.
If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
it is my time.
Chaos. And then you have this guy, RFK Jr. Yeah, he's in charge of the nation's health. And by that I mean doing and saying the sickest things we've ever heard on the daily.
Are you recommending the measles vaccine or not?
What I've said and what I said...
It doesn't sound like you are.
I don't think there's any scientific question that vaccines cause autism.
If science is so overwhelming on the link between vaccines and autism, the only vaccine that has been tested in a full-blown placebo trial against an inert placebo was the COVID vaccine.
For the record, that's not true. Rotavirus, measles, and HPV vaccines have been, and some vaccines are tested against previous versions.
People, they've stopped reporting of diseases outbreaking, them spreading, and possible pandemics. The man changes the food pyramid to include raw, unpasteurized milk.
It's actually a legal definition, whole milk. And it's whole with a W.
And snorting coke off of toilet seats.
I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats.
You know, keep it healthy. Then you add in the steroids, and he's obviously sleeping like a vampire in a tanning coffin while working out in Wrangler jeans shirtless with Kid Rock. And then you have chaos. And by the way, maybe an effective Grindr ad. I don't know. Then you got Kristi Noem, or Dog Killer Barbie, as the kids are calling her. So inept at her job, she can't even form a coherent sentence.
This individual and these instances and these investigations all have to be taken and done correctly in context of every situation that is happening on the ground.
She called an innocent mother trying to drive away from a protest and a veterans hospital ICU doctor protecting a woman. She called them domestic terrorists, as ICE, the people she's in charge of, terrorized domestically. They shot Alex Pretty 10 times in the back. It's chaos. They already fired tiny Nazi Hummel Himmler, Greg Bovino. Chaos. It's just chaos. And then this is his replacement in Thanksgiving canned ham runway model Tom Holman, who was under investigation by the FBI for taking $50,000 as a bribe, but Trump killed that investigation through the FBI. Chaos. And now we're back. We've got Beer Goggle Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court alongside Christian nationalist Karen, any crusty butt plug. I think that's her name. And then you got this dude who will never, ever be invited to the barbecue. Clarence Thomas is chaos personified, but we're not done. Oh, no, not by a long shot, D. This is Pam, the Dow was at 50,000. Bondi, who at her hearing about the Epstein files, she sounded like she hadn't had her antipsychotic meds and turned the Department of Justice into a laughingstock worldwide. Epstein's victims sat behind her, and she wouldn't even look at them. It's chaos, man. And then you got the canker, sore creep Steve Bannon, Marco Rubio, who has sold his soul cheap, and Stephen Miller, a dude so ghoulish spiders won't crawl on him.
Oh, hell no.
And not one of these people is qualified, experienced, or competent. Just cosplay commandos buying private jets with your tax dollars while America burns. It's chaos, chaos, and chaos. And then we have the man at the top of this pile of excrement. Sweet Potato Hitler, a dementia-riddled pedophile rapist with 34 felony convictions. He's raped and sexually assaulted more people then saw his wife's movie. Chaos. We live in chaos in America. And guess what, people? It's going to get worse before it gets better, but don't get down. Let's hear what Bruce Springsteen, the boss, has to say.
Brothers and sisters, fans, friends, and good folk from coast to coast, we are living through dark, disturbing, and dangerous times.
This motherfucker needs to go.
But do not despair. The cavalry is coming.
My cavalry is a lot bigger than your cavalry.
We will be rocking your town in celebration and in defense of America, American democracy, American freedom, our American Constitution, and our sacred American dream, all of which are under attack by our wannabe king and his rogue government in Washington, D.C.
Let me be perfectly clear. Fuck this guy.
Everyone, regardless of where you stand or what you believe in, is welcome.
Even you, MAGA morons, that still believe Trump's bullshit.
So come on out and join the united Free Republic of East Street Nation for an American spring of rock and rebellion. I'll see you there.
Where you will not see me lip-syncing. Ball with the ball, da-bang, da-bang, diggy, 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 said the boogie, set up, jump the boogie.
He's going on tour. Scream sanity, people, rise up. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon on the road Armageddon update. Did I say that right? Probably not. Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And Chaplin and Groucho.
Yay!
Hey, I'm trying to look at the news. Everything seems like the most important news story ever, but there's too many of them. And I'm not quite sure what to do. That's why I did the thing on the chaos currently running everything. Because doesn't it feel like chaos?
Yes, I think it feels like chaos because it is chaos. So I think you would be accurate in that description.
I mean, we've got, okay, so there's a case of Black Plague in Florida.
Oh.
Yeah, of course it was Florida. That happened.
Okay.
Look it up. And then, except the CDC has stopped.
Are you sure that's just not what they call it?
Wow.
It is Florida.
Do you remember that joke I did?
No.
I was in Zero Side Effects, the Black Plague, and I'm not talking about civil rights.
Yeah,
I did like 3 of those.
Exactly. That's exactly what I meant.
I did like 3 of those. What was the other one? And I'm not talking about, remember there was like 3 or 4 of them.
You don't remember your shows?
I don't have the RAM you have. You have a lot of RAM.
Just for stupid stuff.
I write a show, I do it, and then it gets deleted off the hard drive.
Well, so I'm not seeing the Black Plague.
I saw they had 1 case of Black Plague.
I am seeing that the deadliest plague in history once struck Florida at the beginning of the 20th century. The Bubonic plague, nicknamed Black Death, was brought to Florida in 1920, resulting in an outbreak.
Awesome. Florida.
That's about right.
Florida's always been.
Hi, Florida.
I like that Florida's never been anything but Florida.
It's interesting.
Wasn't a time when you're like
how Florida is.
it's so Florida. It defines the word Florida.
It really does. It's very Florida-y often. So we're tired.
We are beat.
Had Kenny's, like she talked about, had her album release performance
for Angel Pink.
For Angel Pink. Yep. And she was amazing. And little Jet Titus flew in for it. Yep. And just for one night to support his sister.
So this kid, I want you guys to go, by the way, just go download the album Angel Pink. So this kid, when she was 12 years old, had this notebook that we found when she was staying at our house on the weekend. I was like, what is this? And it wasn't schoolwork. It was these amazing, like it was writing. And I was like, and being a writer, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And she goes, I'm writing songs. And then, so she started doing it at 12.
But like really writing lyrics where we were like,
yeah, who are you hanging out with?
Yeah. How do you know? What do you mean up against the wall?
Yeah.
But she just always had this sense of how to write really good lyrics.
I asked her one time, I go, how do you write a song like that if you don't have that experience? She goes, I watched a movie. She goes, I watched this movie and I saw that relationship and I wrote a song about it. And the song had depth. And so she did that. And then, Coffee Stain was her first song, and then Everlast heard it. He rolled his eyes when I said, "Let me play what my daughter did," and he rolled his eyes, and then he goes, "Hey man, when she wants to record this when she's ready, I'll produce it."
Wow.
And it was like, and now she's got a record deal. She's working on another record deal. Angel Pink was her first record deal. Now she's working on another record deal. So last night, and the one thing we've been saying to her, because she's been singing, she's so good, but she's been singing, in a studio. She's not live performing. And it goes back to what Prince said about live performing and what U2 said about live performing. U2 said, we wish when we do the album, we tour, and we got back from the tour where we could re-record the album because we know the song. They've learned the songs. I've been talking to her about live performing for a lot of time because I do it and you get so much better. And she's been kind of, what'd you say?
Resistant.
There you go. That's a good, for a daughter, that's definitely the right. And so last night at the Echo in Hollywood, she sold it out, 350,
quickly,
which is great.
Yeah.
And Andrew, her guitarist, and then Fifi, her drummer, were phenomenal.
They were awesome.
I got to tell you guys, I being a live performer for so long, I really have an opinion about it. And and the people I love, Springsteen, Prince, they were such good performers. So my bar is really high.
Yeah.
So I was willing to go, oh, she's my daughter. Good job, hon. She killed it.
Yeah.
She smoked it. I was in the back like, she's actually really being like a rock star. She was a front man. It was great.
Yeah.
Guys, Angel Pink, get the album. I just want to tell you that you're going to like it. It's really good.
It was really incredible. And it's hard to get us to say that. And I was such a dork. I was like kind of just crying the whole time. I was like, ugh.
Well, I'm going to say what you did.
She's just all grown up. It's weird if you guys have kids and then that you just remember they're these little miniature Hummel things. And then
that can do nothing.
Yeah. And then it was just such a flip. It was just like the final moment of course, I'm sure like, married baby, like that'll be another.
I don't think this kid's gonna get married and have a baby.
She wants a baby. We shouldn't be talking about what she wants, but is not necessarily like really gunning to get married. So
very proud of her last night. We did good.
We did, and
not just we, but her mom too. Because guess what, Rachel did. This is an interesting story. So the whole family, you guys know the history of the divorce. You've heard the jokes. I did a whole special about it. 2 actually.
Oh, you've talked about it in every special ever since.
Yeah. So last night, Rachel sees the kid's mom over there, and on the way back from the bathroom goes, "Hey, why don't you come stand with us?"
Not exactly.
You say what happened.
So I noticed that Jet was running back and forth, and Erin was on the other side of the room, sitting by herself, kind of in the merch booth area, and which wasn't fair, because we were over by the bar, of course, with Kenny's best friends and their parents, and it was the family, all together. And I noticed that Jet was desperately trying to please like he does, and so he was kind of running back and forth between us and her. Right. And I just thought that we can't do this.
But what a good kid, though.
Can we all be grown-ups? Yeah, he
was the grown-up. Weirdly enough, he was being the grown-up last night.
So I say to Jet, because he's taking her a drink, I say, I'm going to go ask your mom if she will come be with us. And he goes, no, Ray, no. And I said, yeah. I'm just going to go. And he goes, okay, if you have to do this, I'm going to take her drink. Don't walk with me. And then go behind me. And then if you decide to do it, then let me walk away. And I was like, just trust me. And so I walked with him and I just went up to her and she looked very surprised to see me. I'm also like a big person, I think. And
you're wearing a big fuzzy, like hooker coat from like a street, like it's badass. And then you've got the legs and the boots. And you walked over to her and I was like, it was interesting. I was like, what's going to happen
She
here?
Looked at me kind of like, Uh-oh. And I just leaned over and I said, hey, I know that we all had this, massive fight, which is an understatement, but it's in the past. And I just want you to know that I love you because you're the mother of my kids too. And so I love you. And
nice
she
little dig.
instantly goes, I love you too. Like, I think she just wasn't sure how to, and I said, and I would really love it. And I know that it would mean a lot to the kids if you would come be with us. I said, and I listed the friends that were over there, and she was like, oh my gosh, Connor's there. Yeah. And I said, so it's totally up to you. I'm going to go right there into the bathroom, but I would really love it if you would come over. And so I go to the bathroom, I come out, and she's gone. And when I walk back to the bar, she was standing there with Jet, and Jet was in between you and her. And Jet was like this, like totally deer in headlights, kind of panicking.
Because you're right. It wasn't just a divorce. It was a 12-year war.
It was
like lying
crazy,
and horror and
crazy.
everything. And then for you to be the biggest person in the entire family and go, hey, comes over. Now I gotta be honest. I wasn't like, oh, this is, yeah, let's do that. I was like, no.
Everybody was like, no.
Don't want to do it. And then we took a selfie of the four of us, me, you, Jet, and her, and sent it to Kenny backstage.
Let me get a picture, because Kenny and I had talked the other night when she spent the night. And we were talking about waiting to go on. And she's like, I'm just usually standing there with my phone, like totally nervous. So I thought, she's going to have her phone. And so I gave you my phone. You did the selfie, and I texted to her and said, I'm literally hanging out with your mom, and told her the fight's in the past and that I love her. And Kenny, what did she? It was something.
She put an emoji like this. She put this emoji like.
Wait, it was holy fuck was the first text, and then she said, "I am so happy." And then the next text that just made my whole night. OMG! And then the crying, sad emoji. So it like
healed,
yeah. And Jet was so nervous, and I just kept teasing him and elbowing him and stuff. And we actually talked. I talked to her a lot off and on throughout the night, and we were making jokes in the green room and
stuff. I was fist bumping her, which is weird.
You did fist bump her, which made Jet very nervous. And so, yeah, we had kind of a surreal experience last night, but we're all being the grown-ups.
I am, my nervous system is wrecked.
Yeah.
Just wrecked.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where I watched this kid. Listen, guys, you have a kid, right? And you don't know where or what is going to happen. And there's a lot of parents that are disappointed, a lot of parents that are indifferent, and some parents that are just shocked. I'm shocked. That girl did that show last night. That I couldn't. I finally was like, oh God. I can see her like in a big arena now,
yep.
Performing, and she's got more to go, obviously, right?
Yeah.
She's got more to go because I have some video of it. But I gotta say, man, I am very proud of her and proud of you for raising her half the time.
Thank you.
I did a hell of a job too.
This episode, speaking of pride, is brought to you by AG1. That's like something I'm living off of lately.
Yeah, you're not eating a lot, but you're taking AG1, so you're getting all your nutrients.
Exactly.
In very many.
AG1, if you don't know, it's a powder. It's green. They now have a bunch of flavors. So we're having currently what's in our canister is tropical, but the original tastes tropical and is so good. But I do really like the berry flavor. I like all of the flavors.
Yeah. It was already easy to take. Now it's a little bit easier.
Exactly.
Right.
So you just throw it in 8 ounces of water, shake it up. You're getting 75 whole food source superfoods that you can't eat in a day that your body needs the nutrients from, and adaptogens and vitamins and minerals. You're getting magnesium. You're getting so much. It's all exactly. And that's what it looks like, except he does the whole giant bottle. And he's doing it because he drank last night. And it is not part of their platform, but it's part of Christopher Titus's platform that it helps with hangovers.
I think so.
My brother thought so
too. I'm making it up. I may have said something to my daughter last night when at the end of the night, because I was so happy. I just kept drinking wine, and I may have went, "Hey, you're drinking Osmo? What? You're Osmo?
You're gonna hear about it.
Yeah,
She's 24.
Or she's not ever going to talk to me again. But either way.
No, she will. AG1 also, they have AGZ. I just want to tell you guys about it because it's incredible. And we have chocolate and chocolate mint right now. And favorite. I do it in hot water. It's like a healthy hot chocolate situation. It does not have melatonin. You don't get that weird hangover-y feeling like melatonin gives you. And it helps me fall asleep.
Yep.
It is crazy. And it tastes good, so you start to look forward to it. Everybody I know now that I've gotten to try this is like, I love having the healthy hot chocolate at night. So AG1 has over 50,000 verified 5-star reviews, so you can go read about it if you don't believe us. Comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Limited time only. Go to drinkag1.com/Titus. You're going to get the free AG1 flavor sampler and the AGZ sampler so that you can try all the flavors and see which one you like. Plus, you're going to get a free vitamin D3, K2, and the AG1 welcome kit, which has all kinds of stuff. And that's with your first AG1 subscription order. Limited time offer while supplies last. drinkag1.com/Titus. drinkag1.com/Titus.
Can I tell you guys the AGZ? Like, so what I do now, I want you to know I cheat with the AGZ. I actually use 2 packets. So it actually comes across like the creamiest hot chocolate ever.
Oh, that's
so then I sleep. Then I sleep a lot.
Do you notice a difference?
Yes, it's double, but I'm also a big guy, so I think I think it's better. Yeah.
Well,
and I got a big brain.
Wow.
It's almost cheating, isn't it? Having 2 of them.
I don't know.
It's so good.
No, I love it.
It's a full on like a Swiss Miss cocoa with health.
But you add more water to like that. You add more water than I do.
Yeah.
I do a little.
So that's why. So yeah. So I do a double. Yeah.
So I think mine is delicioso.
What is happening in the world?
I don't know. Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem was so bad that Trump decided not to use her as a running mate because she shot her dog in the face and then put her in charge of DHS.
Right.
And she's out cosplaying everywhere in her little outfits. And I didn't realize this.
With a Rolex.
With a $50,000 Rolex.
What
she does a video in front of the prisoners who they deported to a random country.
Right.
But John Oliver this past week did a segment on her. And I guess when she was governor, did you sleep through that part? When she was governor of South Dakota, right? She cosplayed all the time and shot commercials of herself in different roles. There's one where she's a dental assistant. Yes, no. You can go look all these up. There's one where she's an accountant that apparently still uses the rolling tape receipts. She's, I think, a librarian in one, a construction worker.
When she was governor, she did this?
Yeah.
For what reason?
To, I guess, kind of toot her own horn about jobs she's brought to the state. It's really cringy. You guys have to go look these
cringy?
up.
Oh, hold on. Wait,
okay.
Talk about commercials done by people in administration that should be doing their fucking jobs and doing commercials.
Yeah.
RFK and Kid Rock did a workout video.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. You pull it up. Oh, you gotta pull it up.
Okay. Have you guys seen Kid Rock's noodles? Like, that's a man with not to body shame. I'm just saying he should not be doing a workout video. Somebody just posted a picture of him on the beach. It was juxtaposed with someone else who was in great shape, but his body is the size of a grown man, but his arms are the size of a toddler. It's the oddest looking thing. And I probably would not be saying this if he were a nicer person and not supporting and promoting bigotry and hatred.
You wouldn't say this if it
they just did recent polling about Kristi Noem. I just wanted to tell you.
When did you get so big? Sorry, I'm doing this. I'm going to go ahead.
Nearly 60% of the public believe she should be removed from her job. Bipartisan congressmen and women are calling for her to be kicked out. There's a 187 person backing of an impeachment resolution. I mean,
you do know what I said in it's in the Armageddon update about chaos. It's all chaos. And here's what people don't quite get. Guess who he's putting in next? Like you couldn't guess.
Do you know?
No, I'm just saying it would be
Exactly.
insane.
I'm like, please. Also, Christy Noem fired a Coast Guard pilot after they switched planes and her blanket got left behind on a different plane, but then they couldn't get back. And so
They had to
she
rehire
had to
the person.
rehire.
Yeah, I heard of this.
And then also, I just want to throw this out really quickly before you play a video that no one can see.
No, I want to show you so you can make fun of it.
She is hooking up with, allegedly.
Corey Lewandowski.
Isn't Corey
It's-
Lewandowski the big dick toilet?
It is an out secret.
administration?
Now, what was that about? He
had
needed a
invented
toilet.
a big dick toilet.
Now, is that because he's got a big dick or because he wants people to think he does?
I think he protests too much.
Right.
In the immortal words of Shakespeare, he who hath big dicketh, do
So-
not say he hath big dicketh.
I just want to point out, I'm looking at the video with Kid Rock and RFK. He's working out in jeans. He doesn't have any workout gear.
RFK is?
Yes. It's just jeans. And he's making Kid Rock work out.
Oh, who's?
There's no weight on that.
Oh God.
He's working jeans.
Oh God. Oh, they're using a little the little
He's on the old bike from
the bike
from grandma's.
with the fan. My grandma had that in her garage.
But what? Okay, but here's the thing. RFK's already, he said he's not afraid of germs because he snorted coke off toilet seats and he's fine, except for the brain worm and the vocal cord paralysis. So besides everything else, he seems to be fine. And then you got a guy he kills all the reporting of diseases and all the measles outbreaks. So we don't even know how many, and measles outbreaks are huge right now. I think we're over 7,000. It was gone. It was chaos.
Well, I typed in measles and it said measles outbreak Florida. So is that what you were thinking of?
Yes. No, what I said, I thought there was one case of the Black Plague. Did you put a case of the Black Plague discovered?
Also St. Louis Lambert Airport measles exposure. Did you go through St. Louis? Illinois health officials confirmed second measles case in Metro East.
Measles was gone. It was eradicated. It was over. It was over.
DSHS says there is no measles outbreak.
That's my point.
After cases reported in multiple counties.
Yep.
DSHS says this situation does not meet the definition of an outbreak because it's only in 2 households, which is not true. But
there's 7,000 cases, some crazy amount.
they also said la 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 la.
That's pretty bad when that's the response from the White House. Nah.
As of February 12th, but this is on the CDC website, 910 confirmed measles cases in the U.S. But that's on the CDC website that he runs. So how does one find out? Like, who do you guys know? Who's doing the kind of shadow health bureau reporting that they can't do now?
But how would you? Like, you'd have to have a network of some sort, like connecting all hospitals. That's what the CDC did. It's just the fucking pure chaos of all of it. From day one. Remember the FAA? Remember when they fired all the guys from FAA and we had 2 plane crashes or 3 plane crashes in like a week?
That was
Chaos.
scary.
Fucking chaos. And then we had
planes on fire.
planes on fire, right? Planes crashing into each other on the runway.
Crazy.
On the runway. That one plane flipped the fuck
helicopter.
over. Remember the plane that flipped over upside
Delta.
down?
Yeah. Shout out to Delta, who awkwardly I did a really scathing Armageddon update about several years ago. And then, so I flew out to DC to see my sister last week and had an awesome flight lead person. And on the way back, I had her again.
Right.
And she remembered me. She wasn't serving drinks at all. We were on the ground and brought me a glass of champagne and everybody was like looking around but she remembered me. The door's open. She remembered me because of Groucho. And Groucho, of course, was in his shirt and bow tie. And she said, "Oh my God, I've been talking about him all week. I've been telling everybody." And so halfway through the flight, she and I got to tell you guys something else that happened on the way out there. But she and I had already bonded, and we were talking off and on, and I'd go stand up and talk to her. And then at the end, she brings me a card, like Delta card.
Right.
And it's a handwritten like paragraph from the captain of the plane, who's currently in the cockpit, clearly not flying the plane, saying that his flight lead had told him that I'm a what do you call it?
Talented
Sky medallion, frequent flyer, and just the kindest, nicest passenger. And
they don't get that.
Wanted to thank you and hope you have a great trip, and da-da-da. It was like really crazy. And she just dropped it and then kept going, and she came back, and I go, what is this? I've never gotten one of these before, and I fly a lot. And she goes, I've never seen them do that before. And
okay, however,
okay,
so I have a counter trip, and actually I told you before at the house, and you said something very.
It's all about me right now.
You said you still win this one. You remember what your response was after I told you this? So we have this guy who, Michael was his name, was the most professional. It was Delta, most professional flight attendant I've ever seen in my life. Everybody, and he was direct, and he didn't screw around, and he was in board. And I said, hey man, I want you to know, you're like one of the best flight attendants that like I've ever seen. I didn't call him flight attendant, whatever, flight lead, whatever I said. I didn't say flight lead, but I didn't say flight attendant. I always think it's kind of weird thing. Air waitress is bad too, right?
You usually, if we're being honest, say stewardess, and I'm always like, you can't. It's not a.
Anyway, I just said I go, it's great, and he brought me some, coffee, whatever, and I just said, I really want to tell you that, man. You're like really like I fly all the time. You do a great job. Boom. I got at the end of the flight, I got a card, and it says, I just want you to know you're a million miler. Thank you so much for doing it, and also for being such a great passenger. Thank you. And then Rachel goes, yeah, but it wasn't from the pilot.
Captain.
Sorry.
It wasn't from the captain. Let's be clear.
Yeah, but I'm not as pretty as you.
So this episode, I'll tell you guys what I have to tell you after this, is brought to you by HelloFresh, one of our favorite companies. Because you get to do home cooking, but with a cheat code, I think. And so not only do they send you all of the ingredients pre-portioned, they also send you a beautiful full color picture with step-by-step instructions, which it's taught me to multitask, because usually the way my brain works, it's sometimes too linear, and I need to do a thing and finish it and then do a thing. And so dinner takes 17 hours. But HelloFresh will be like, first wash the produce and turn the oven on, and while you're boiling this water, put the broccoli in the oven. While the broccoli is cooking, get the chicken out. And I'm like, I can't do it. And I can every time because of HelloFresh. Thank you.
Multitasking. It does go against your OCD though.
It does.
To have a mess going on, you don't like that.
You can choose from more than 100 recipes every week.
And they're all good. We have not had a bad one.
Food from around the world, or they'll choose for you. And I tell you guys this is the other cheat code to life. We do 4 people 3 times a week. So there's only 2 of us. So we have leftovers the next day that look perfect in each little Tupperware thing, just like the picture, for lunch. And it's even better the next day. Also now they have, you can choose from more than 35 high protein recipes. I know that's really important to people. Mediterranean, GLP-1 friendly options for those of you that are GLP-an. Congratulations.
Wait. You have to have a GLP-an? What do you do? GLP-an. Wait, is there a allergic to something? Yeah, the GLP friendly? What does that mean?
Like that, you know what GLP is,
right? That's, the weight loss drug.
Yeah, so it would align with your goals, like weight,
If I'm on a weight loss drug, I'm eating internet cheeseburgers. That's what their
cheeseburgers are the best burgers I've ever had. And I made them.
Burgers, which I was surprised about. Remember those?
The Gouda pork burgers. Those were so good. Their burgers are the best burgers we have ever had. And that's saying something, because we have In-N-Out. You guys just have to put one in your cart. You're going to... you get sustainably sourced seafood, 100% antibiotic and hormone-free chicken. It's just really it's a good product, comes to your door. Go to HelloFresh.com/Titus10FM. You'll get 10 free meals and a freeze willing knife, which is like $144.99 value. That's my favorite knife. They're so nice.
What?
And you'll get that on your third box. Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on your first box for new subscribers only, and it will vary by plan. HelloFresh.com/Titus10FM. Okay.
More update. I have to say that there's so many celebrities and people in the world who have something to lose, and they're going after the Trump administration pretty hard. And we're not big enough to cause any trouble, so we're not getting any trouble. However, Stephen Colbert, this is by the way, people, pisses me off about this. All right. So James Tallarico, if you guys know, is running for Congress in Texas.
Who? Yeah.
James Tallarico, right? Okay. He reminds me of Buttigieg. He's solid. He's smart. Knows what he's doing.
He's currently a Texas state representative.
Right. And he's running for Senate.
He's running for U.S. Senate.
Right. So here's the thing. He's great. He's really great.
Progressive Democrat known for his faith-based approach to politics.
Yes.
But opposes Christian nationalism.
So he goes on Stephen Colbert's show. Bring this up. And what happens is that CBS says, because they're afraid, because listen, if they flip Texas, holy shit, they flip Texas. Oh, I'm getting a call from Nils Lofgren.
No.
Yes, I am.
I know, but you're recording.
All right.
Are you still drunk?
Probably.
Okay.
So wait. So CBS says that he cannot air the segment with Tallarico. CBS pulled it because they got told by the Trump administration they didn't want there. Then Stephen Colbert says, they told me I couldn't even say he was on the show. So what I'm doing now is I'm announcing that he was on the show. So Stephen Colbert was one of the guys. We saved Jimmy Kimmel. We didn't save Colbert. CBS, I think he's canceled in March.
I said to you, he's fired. So why
give a shit?
Yeah. Why do they think that he's now responded because they denied that they blocked broadcasting his interview with Tallarico. He replied that's crap.
It's crap. He also said, "You're the head of the FCC, so why don't you go FCC yourself?" But here's the great news: Stephen Colbert is still banging hard against it, right? It's been announced, so I can bring it up now. I get a call from. It
was announced.
It wasn't again. The commercial came out. I get a call. I saw something that was going to be an announcement. I called my buddy. I go, "Hey, are you guys going on tour?" And he goes,
Who's your buddy?
Nils Lofgren,
right.
One of the best guitarists of all time, probably in the world. And you fight me if you want, but I can. I've seen the guy. Yeah. So
can confirm that he hooked up Titus's guitar in the green room in
crazy.
But the sound obviously was in the showroom, and the servers were cleaning up, and Nils was playing. And in the showroom, it sounded like 3 people were playing one guitar. It was the whole staff just stopped, and they were like, "What band is in there?" And I was like, "That's one guy.
It's one guy with one guitar."
It was
sounding
crazy.
like 3 people.
Yeah.
So they're going. So Springsteen's going on tour. So,
thank God.
So he's only doing 20 shows in the U.S.
Wow.
It's basically the protest tour. He's even himself calling it. It's called the Hope and Dreams tour, but he's calling it the protest tour. It's the commercial. He gets on. He's like, "Listen, man, it's dark times in the world right now, man. Our government. We got to take down our baby king because he's I was like, and he. I love that Springsteen. First of all, he has fuck you money and had for a long time, but he also has a fuck you reputation. He is the icon American artist.
Yes, but I do worry for him.
I think, but here's what they want. They want everybody to worry. They want the media to be scared. They want reporters to be scared. Don Lemon got arrested, and they're going to indict him. They are doing exactly what Russia did. What pisses me off is, remember when Obama was president, and they were all talking about, "Yeah, we can't pronouns. You force them. We can't say words anymore. You guys are censoring us." They're fucking literally censoring everything all the time, from the talk shows, Don Lemon, he's on YouTube.
They've arrested like 8
They arrested
charged,
8.
like, they're actually currently in alignment with that and what you're saying, because they're doing it everywhere in every field. But White House is currently eyeing punishments for the economists who told the truth about tariffs. Trump has called for disciplinary action against economists who are doing their job.
He also wants $10 billion as a settlement for him cheating on his taxes.
Yes.
They found out he was cheating. He gets charged like half a billion dollars in fines, gets that thrown out as he's president. Now he wants $10 billion for going after him.
He and his family are suing the Department of Treasury and the IRS for $10 billion, alleging failure to prevent the 2019 leak of his tax returns. Of course, it was filed in Florida. The lawsuit claims personal and financial harm from the disclosure by a former contractor. Obviously, a very unique conflict of interest because he's in charge of the government he's suing. They also have the $230 million demand that was filed in late last year, 25, from the Justice Department to compensate for federal investigations into him, including the FBI searching Mar-a-Lago.
What fucking crazy town are we living in?
Yeah, and
that the guy who cheated on his taxes, he didn't just cheat on them a little bit, $250 million he cheated, and that guy's going to sue the government for catching him on his taxes. But what? I don't understand. And he gets to decide. He's the one who's going to decide if they pay him or not. What the fuck? Where are we? What's happening? I quit.
Yeah.
I quit. I don't know if I want to do this podcast anymore. It seems we can't fix it.
We literally can't cover everything that's happening. And how much is not even being reported?
Imagine this. Look, the stuff that we know they want to hide. Imagine what they're actually hiding.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
And this is the same government that we now have enough files. We have the good half. We have the least damaging part of the Epstein files, that half. And it's the worst shit I've ever seen. Possibly eating babies, killing kids, raping kids. That's in those files. They're joking about it. They're calling them pizza and grape soda. Like little and they're keeping the other half. What's in the other half?
Yeah, that's what I
Is
kept
it just
wondering.
Satan?
Because
what's in the...
yeah. But that's what I kept wondering. I thought, this is the shit they released?
Yeah, exactly. This is the stuff we cleared. By the way, all right, guys, the raping and killing of kids, we're going to let that go. That you get that right. Because what are they going to do about that?
Like saying jerky?
For baby meat? Listen, I sound crazy. I hear how this sounds. And we made fun of.
Yes.
We made fun of QAnon, all this stuff. Someone said that QAnon was a Bannon operation to actually go after the Democrats because they knew because they knew what they were doing. So as Goebbels said, always accuse your enemy of what you're doing. So we're in a place in America right now where Springsteen, who just got off a 3-year tour, is going back, and he's like Springsteen's like he's 93 now. How old he is? He's 77. But
he is.
I think he's 77. Crap. And Springsteen is going out on the road, but no one else is talking. Mark Ruffalo got in trouble.
76. Wow.
Mark Ruffalo got in trouble, and the people and everyone else is like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. It doesn't work.
That's why I worry about Springsteen, just because he does have a lot of money from that catalog sale, and this asshole will, can go after his money through banks and IRS. And
do you want to hear the good news?
What?
All that money will pay for a lot of lawyers. A lot of lawyers. Now, I hate that Springsteen have to spend on that, but you think that...
but then it's in this legal system. But it feels hopeless, right?
It does feel hopeless right now.
There's no stopgap.
And they're inept. You've got Googly Eye running the FBI. He's a podcaster. They have a podcaster in charge of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and he lies his ass off all the time. And then you've got Tom Homan, who they were investigating him before Trump got elected. Tom Homan had taken a bag full of $50,000. It was a bribe. It was a sting operation by the FBI.
That went away.
That gone.
Yep.
Totally gone. Then you've got Christy Noem, who shot her dog in the face, who's really inept.
I feel like these are the lowlights, considering that there's also baby meat jerky.
And I was building. I was going that way.
Okay.
I'm starting here. That's why I started with Cash Patel.
Oh, got it.
I started with the low end.
His eyes are crossed. Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Okay.
And then you got Christy Noem. Then you got Pam Bondi, who, holy shit, that she's in charge of the DOJ. She has at her fingertips all these files where these, and she's protecting the rich.
We haven't had a podcast since she did that hearing, but I have never seen anything like that in my life. But before we talk about that, because we should, this episode brought to you by Aura Frames. I gotta tell you, Aura Frames, I have now given it multiple times as a gift. When we did the first ad, I didn't totally get it all the way yet. And I am so in now. It's so cool.
Joy.
It is. It's pure bliss. It is the best gift for any occasion. So it's a digital photo frame, and they have different sizes and stuff. We have one in our living room, and now my sister has one in her living room, and Shauna and Tony have one we gave them. And so the coolest thing about it is that not only are you finally seeing all the photos that sit in this phone. I have 20,000 photos, I think. I keep running out of
and all this stuff on my
storage.
computer, that I see all those photos you save.
From, when did we first start carrying these? 07?
Yeah.
So almost 20 years of photos. And plus I've taken pictures of old photos, family photos and stuff. And suddenly, like, these photos are just scrolling by. I catch myself just standing in the living room staring at it.
You've actually, remember that? I go,
pointing it out. When Jet was there yesterday, I was like, look, and it's a little Jet, skiing or whatever. And he was like, oh my God, look at my hair. And it's just, the other cool thing about it is that you can send, so you use the app, so easy. I took photos at my sister's and immediately added them to the app. I wasn't home, but the pictures start showing up on the frame on my trip. He's at home. I'm not. So cool. But also you can invite.
Also, what a great way to get people in trouble.
Well, I do worry about that. So we have not sent anyone else. We're not sending Jet a link to add photos. But you can send a link to anybody. So my sister's frame, our family friends in North Carolina have a link. And so they add photos, and you never know when. You just start seeing these photos coming. It's just the coolest thing. But my niece did to my brother and his wife. She uploaded 150, I think, Danny DeVito photos at all phases of his life in different outfits. And so their family frame at Christmas was temporarily all Danny
She did
DeVito.
that to them?
She did do that.
That's the best prank I've ever heard in my life.
Free unlimited storage. You can actually preload photos before it ships in the app. So you can send this as a gift. They will open it and plug it in, and the photos you put are going to start.
That's awesome.
You can add a message to the gift before it gets there. You can personalize it. They have a gift box. It's just like so cool. This was named #1 by Wirecutter. You can save on the perfect gift by going to auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners will get $35 off the best-selling Carver mat. That's the one we have. Carver mat frame with code Titus. That's auraframes.com, promo code Titus. And then support the show by mentioning us at the end. Terms and conditions apply.
Can I say this?
You got to talk about Bondi too.
Well, also, but you don't want to be careful who you give that link to, because you don't want somebody just pictures start showing up.
I also thought, what if you accidentally click
the wrong
and not see that like a dick pic or something, and now it.
Do you send dick pics?
Nana's living room. I don't typically send dick pics.
Grandma, look at the kids. Look at that. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, so, that's what that. Or if someone wanted to get even with you, you did something they knew about and had a picture of. Oh man.
I'm just saying, be very discerning who you send.
Yeah, don't give everybody the link. Hey guys, just load all the pictures up. I've never seen. So the Department of Justice is usually you want it run by someone who's level-headed, who's got some insight, who actually knows the law, and who is not protecting pedophiles, rapists, and baby murderers. So we have this woman, Pam Bondi, gets in front of, and I watched the hearing, and I couldn't believe it.
It was actually shocking.
It was stunning to the point where I thought, I thought clown show, and then I thought unprofessional, then I chaos, and then I thought, well, she's really a bitch.
Yeah.
She's really a bad person. And what bothered me the most is she started going after everybody. She didn't even answer. If somebody wasn't white, she didn't answer their questions.
Oh.
Yeah, Jayapal, was it Jayapal? She just went like this.
Oh, she was
she
nasty
just
to her.
And there was someone else answered. She just went like this.
Oh,
she just grabbed her water and did that.
Nasty.
And then here's the thing. I know you guys all have seen it, but we have all the victims. Epstein's victims are sitting behind her.
Yeah,
they're there. One of the congressmen asked them all to stand up. She didn't even look at them. They said, "Would you apologize to these victims for hiding the baby?" She wouldn't say a word.
It was crazy too, because if it was a Democrat, she had that binder with opposition research against them personally. Like she's 5, and she would never even look at them or acknowledge that they were asking her questions. She would just flip through her binder, and then if given a chance, start screaming out, like literally sometimes screaming out
a little Jerry Nads
things about what they did in their district.
Yeah, Jerry Nads. You've made a lot of money on the stock market, haven't you, Mr. Nadler?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? You're the head of the Department of Justice. The fuck are you talking about?
Asking you questions
about child rapists
that you're supposed to answer
about pedophile rapists, and you're yelling at people. It was disgusting. I rarely care this much about, but this is a big deal. This makes Watergate look like nothing.
Yes.
And we have the worst people. That was the whole thing about the Armageddon update. We have the worst group of assholes in every department.
Yeah, it's awful. And the white trashiness of it all, it was really stunning to me to see a grown person treating human beings that way, speaking to human beings that way, just at a basic humanity level. It's Kristi Noem does it. They all just lack basic decency and humanity.
Yeah.
Like you cannot speak to people certain ways. You just can't. And
I have moments of that.
Yes. And on top of that, she's the Attorney General. So that bears a very certain amount of responsibility and etiquette and job requirements, like answering
skills.
Congress's question, because his people all seem to forget, and he as well, that they work for us.
Right.
So literally our dollars pay their salary. And they don't seem to care about that.
None of them. Not a single one of them. They think they're in charge. And then you've got Bovino. Bovino, who he got rid of finally, but he was literally dressed like a Nazi from a Nazi movie.
Yeah, that was
what
weird.
The fuck
They're all into cosplay. But also, we're getting all these reports that Kristi Noem has demanded, and Kash Patel as well, these very specialized jets, luxury
airplanes.
Jets for themselves, which our tax dollars are paying for. And so I am stunned that more people aren't screaming like we are, because you guys cared so much about how much eggs cost.
Yeah.
And you couldn't afford to feed your families. And now you're seeing the ballroom.
Two planes got bought by DHS, I think.
Now Trump has announced he's going to repaint the entire fleet of planes in his colors with his whatever logo.
He ain't leaving.
He's not leaving.
But
so our tax dollars need to pay for that. But again, we've closed food banks. We've stopped food assistance.
We've stopped getting people vaccinations worldwide, which has lost us all our power. He's literally put us on a war footing.
Yeah.
We are in chaos. We are going to war. He's going to bomb Iran because the Epstein files. we're going to attack Iran. Now, China has said if we attack Iran, China's in.
Yeah.
So that the fucking chaos is so out of control.
Yeah.
It is a snowball of chaos, and we're fucked. And I don't know. I said this I was on stage in Dallas. I played a couple called Hyenas, and it was fine. The audiences were great. And then I went to oh gosh, guys, if you're in Austin, go to Cap City Comedy Club. The best comics, man. It is just the best of the best. And I had a great time there too. I was in Cap City on Sunday, and I was doing Doomed to Repeat. I did a piece from it, and I said, you know, it's weird. I go, we're laughing at it, but we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like I keep asking, why aren't we protesting? Why aren't we in the streets? Because we don't know what to do. Like what? I'm going to go see Bruce Springsteen this year. You know,
that's a not so silent protest.
No, but
usually
what do we?
And everyone around us just like, oh God. Twice, two times going to see Springsteen, I have bent my wedding ring and had to send it off to get it fixed.
Because you were clapping. Yeah.
Because the whole time we never set our asses down.
Nope. We annoy the shit out of people.
Us also hate, Conan being one of them one time.
Yeah.
And we're also doing this the whole time. Yeah. So in case they could see over our heads, we make sure they can't cannot see over our heads. Well,
they can, then they can't. Then they can, then they can't. Then they can, then they can't.
So I bent my ring in half doing that twice. But that's how good he is.
What do we do? Like when George Floyd, the thing happened with George Floyd, the protests got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And finally, it was so insane that you remember when people were surrounded the White House and he went into his bunker?
And he put up
They're up now.
Oh, they're up again.
They're up now.
He's such a weenie.
He's a weenie. He's a weenie.
This episode brought to you by OneSkin.
Such a weenie. Why is that the worst thing anyone's ever said about him?
It's not foreskin. OneSkin. OneSkin could help that skin though, probably. Really, the craziest skincare company because it's actually backed by real science, which is why I found them before they started advertising on the podcast, because I was doing research, and found out that this actually is the first skincare, it seems, that actually makes a difference, that really does something. So what it does is they use this peptide called OS1, and they got in the lab these scientists that founded this company and tried all these different peptides and found this OS1 peptide. And what it does is it fights visible signs of aging, like wrinkles, fine lines, when you lose elasticity, stuff like that. That all happens because of zombie cells or senescent cells. It's just dead cells. That's what causes that visible aging. And this OS1 peptide is the first ingredient that's been proven in the lab to switch off those dead cells and slows skin aging directly at the source, which is crazy.
So over the years, as I've gotten older, you've been really good about getting me to moisturize. And we've tried a bunch of stuff over the years. This stuff, it doesn't have fragrance in it. Like sometimes I'll put stuff on, I'll put something like the wrong kind of lotion on, and I'll get those little red dots, burns, and then it goes away for a second, and it goes away after a minute. But this stuff is great. There's no fragrance in it. There's no extra stuff in it, and it works every single time. I love it.
And female PhD scientists started. Love that.
Can we just put women in charge of everything for a minute? I would just, women in charge. Like,
please, it hasn't worked the other way. So
it's not working. I would say, listen, what's the worst that can happen? We get a pedophile in the White House. Sorry, did it. So what's the worst that could happen? We have someone running the DOJ. That's a psychopath.
Oh, wait, but she is a woman.
Yeah,
DHS and AG are both.
Oh, okay.
women.
Thank you. You're right. I take it back. You're absolutely right. I take it back. It was a bad call.
I think maybe as long as they're not women picked by Donald Trump, we'd be okay. Or Elon Musk, who's mentioned in the Epstein files.
Oh, not as he mentioned, it's embarrassing.
Born from over a decade of longevity research, OneSkin's OS1 peptide, proven to target the visible signs of aging, will help you unlock your healthiest skin and as you age. For a limited time, try OneSkin. You'll get 15% off if you use promo code Titus at oneskin.co/Titus. That's 15% off oneskin.co with promo code Titus. After you buy it, tell them we sent you so that it supports our show.
Let's get back to what I was just talking about.
Yeah. And then I have to tell my little Diddy.
What little story? What story?
I got one more of these, but I got a little story I was going to tell earlier, and we got sidetracked.
Women running stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
I think we need to give that a shot. But America, for some reason, can't seem to elect a woman.
Yeah.
Because we had someone that was running last year who is a woman. Yeah. And she's married to this guy.
Oh, interesting segue.
Mm.
He was going to be our first gentleman.
Yep.
He was also my seatmate on Delta.
Next to you or in front of you?
He was right in front of me.
Uh-huh.
So we're mates
who
in
you talking
seats. Sir Douglas Emhoff.
Sir Douglas Emhoff.
Or Dougie Doug, as I call him, even though he doesn't approve. He was sitting in front of me on the flight out with that flight lead. That's how she and I first bonded, because I saw her talking to him at the bathroom. So this whole time I had been sitting behind Dougie Doug and didn't know that that was his head right in front of me. And so I see him coming back from the bathroom and I'm like, my gosh. So I'm like, no way. Is he on a commercial flight? Like, I just assume that they both have so many crazy people and death threats and
right.
stuff.
Why put him out like that?
So I go up and I ask the flight lead, I go, was that Doug Emhoff? She goes, yes. And so I guess I found out on the flight home that he flies that leg every week. And with her, she has him most of the time. And that, so I'm sure that flight I was on was extremely safe. And
there was like 4 or 5 air marshals around you.
She said that all of because she lives here, that all of the senators, she said when Kamala was a senator, she also flew out and back every week. When they're in session, she says we always have them, on Fridays coming home, on Monday morning going back or whatever. And she said that they always have tons of security on the plane when they're flying. So I just waited. First, I creepily took pictures of the back of his head and put it on Instagram.
They were creepy.
And yeah, it was
awesome. I would definitely say creepy.
Super awesome. And so then we get up to leave and I'm just waiting. And he kind of turns to look at me because we're going out that way. And I say, I just wanted to tell you. And he instantly smiles and goes, yeah. And I said, I am sad every day that the two of you are not in that house.
You said you would follow her. By the way, guys, years ago when she was working in California, when Kamala was working, Ray said, I would volunteer for her. I would follow her anywhere. She was so good.
And I said, I would just follow her because you and whomever was on Fetus probably said to do what? And I was like, I don't know.
Whatever she needs, I would just follow her.
Where do you want to go? In and out? I'm in, whatever. So he said, oh, I really appreciate that. What's your name? I said, oh, my name's Rachel. And I said, just so you know, my husband and I both, we did what we could. We tried our damnedest.
Yes, we did.
Fought for her on stage. We fought for her on our podcast every week. I said, and then we have to tell Nathan, because then I took a right turn and he said, oh, I really appreciate that. And he's just such a nice man, so kind. And the flight lady,
he's exactly who he comes across as, right?
She said, I'm with him every week, twice. And she said, he is a genuine, kind, loving man. She said, I don't know if you know this, but he's done a lot of work in advocating for women's rights. He's so kind to all the flight attendants. And anyway, she said he's really who he appears to be.
You get why she picked him.
Yeah.
Why she married him.
And she said Kamala was too. And so I take this hard right turn and I say, we even had the ETA on the podcast. And I said, so I got to be honest. I'm not so sure you guys weren't supposed to be in the White House. And he just looks at me for a second. And I said, do you know ETA? And he goes, who? Like kind of confused. And I said, oh, the Election Truth Alliance. And I said, what they've been doing is going around the country, totally holding up traffic on the plane at this point, people wanting to leave. They've been going around the country and they have found voting anomalies.
Everywhere, yeah.
All over, and they're filing lawsuits. And his reaction was so fast. He goes, oh, yes, I do know who they are. Yeah. And he starts like getting his thing.
Like he's Hall's ass, right? He takes off.
It was something changed.
Right.
But he confirmed he knew who they were. But then something changed, and what's the vibe of that? Because do you think he thought it was crackpot stuff? Because Nathan's not a crackpot. I wasn't. So at first I was kind of confused because then we get off the plane. So then I follow him as I would have her and creepily take photos of the back of him walking away.
Again.
Hanging back.
I just thought,
and put that on Instagram.
You got security and stuff, and you're like click, 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 click.
Oh yeah, they watched me. I'm sure.
You're in a file now.
Yeah, and so I was kind of like, oh well, it's got kind of weird. So as I've thought about it, I've thought they have to be so careful because everybody's looking for their gotcha moment.
Yeah.
On social media and tricking people into stuff. And, and I think at first maybe he was like, oh shit, like somebody's just bombed me on the plane and is trying to film me saying some, whatever.
Because even the right is right now, they're so underwater. The right is looking for anything. So he's probably extra guarded. You're right.
And he's probably right in being guarded. Yeah. But I don't know what changed or if he just realized that that's not who I am. I walked off by myself. I got my dog in his bow tie and plaid shirt out of the seat and carried him out. And we go to baggage claim. And of course, like TMZ and everybody's waiting for him and videoing him. And once he's done doing that, he like comes right up to where I am at baggage claim. And I have very good peripheral vision, as you know, and I can see him like kind of trying to start conversation again. And so I just wait and I wait because, Dougie Doug denied me before. And so
and you don't like that.
I just kind of slowly turned towards him and he smiled and he goes, "Hey, Rachel." And I said, "Hey, Dougie." And he said, I just wanted to tell you, it was really nice to meet you. And I really appreciate what you said. And I was like, oh, it was so nice to meet you. It was so cool. Thank you,
Not about the ETA.
He didn't say. And I said, holding out hope that maybe you guys take another shot. And he goes, well, and he just smiles like that. And he just says, have a great week or whatever. And I don't know. It was such an interesting, like he wanted to like clean up the way it ended. I think
he knew it was weird, but there's something with that reaction that gets, I wish I could figure out what it is, because either it's been sent to them. Because when someone thinks you're a crackpot, they don't do that. They go like this. They go, "Have you heard of ETA? Yeah, heard of them." Ugh. And they walk away. Right. They don't start to panic, because you got to remember that they were there. They had people. I heard that internally, the Biden administration after the election was looking into this and were finding these anomalies already. And they decided,
I've wondered about this.
And they decided to not pursue it, which I find, listen, people keep saying like, I looked it up. It wasn't attributed to Pam Bondi. Somebody said if they release the Epstein files, the entire system collapses. Well, collapse the fucking system then. Because if we are actually protecting billionaire pedophiles, if we are actually letting elections go by because we don't want to rattle the cage, we're letting election fraud happen, and we're just letting it slide because why? Well, we don't want to rock the boat.
Right.
Rock the fucking boat. Rock the fucking boat.
Yeah.
And so
because look where we are.
Right. It's
not
working.
Don't you remember? We talked about that a lot. Like, why didn't she say anything? Like we were hearing about this stuff, and the Rockland County, I don't know what's going on with that now, but why didn't they challenge any recount? Why?
I think Democrats are overall want to keep the norms. I always hear about the norms. We got to follow the norms. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer need to go. Obama came out and did a speech, and he basically said the Democrats need to start picking some people with their finger on the pulse.
Obama also made jokes about aliens that he had to clarify later. It was awesome.
But you do understand that, like currently right now, there's not a bigger fuck administration. 125 historians just labeled the Trump administration the worst of all presidencies ever. And you know who came in second?
Him.
The Trump administration for his first term.
We're number 1 and 2. This episode brought to you by Wix. It's actually Wix Harmony. So we use this product.
Yes, we do.
Have you ever just wished that you could make something happen just by thinking about it? I kind of feel like that's what Wix Harmony does. They definitely can answer that prayer, just taking your ideas and making it reality. They have a new product called Harmony Editor, and it makes creating a website so easy, so natural. It's almost like you're just doing it in your head.
Can you type it in?
You just type in a prompt and you get a professional website in minutes.
Wow.
And my favorite part, you can jump back and forth between AI and hands-on editing whenever you want. So you can do both and just go back and forth. So your website actually will end up looking like the way you pictured it, as opposed to if you are just physically trying to create it without any help.
Sure. You don't need to be a coder. You just need to be able to type.
Exactly. You just need to be able to think of how you want it to look. And then you can talk to, I believe her name is Aura. She, her. Let me repeat. You choose how you build. So you get that speed that AI gives you, but you get to stay in control of every little detail. And you do. Sorry, her name is Aria. I beg my pardon. She can help you build your site and manage your business. Check out what everyone is now calling the new way to create websites. It's the website creator that we use, along with Ken, he, him. Try Wix Harmony for free at wix.com/harmony. That's wix.com/harmony. We've been using them forever.
So the AI thing, what do you think about this AI thing, where it's going to go, and is it scare you, or do you like it?
Yes.
Exactly.
I find it absolutely terrifying. I find it to be increasingly more sentient.
Insightful.
And I kind of love it.
Okay, so this is exactly it. So as you saw today, I'm going through a lot of child trauma that I never really dealt with, right?
I would not have shared that.
Well, I mean, people go, yeah, you've dealt with it. Yeah, I wrote jokes about it. Yeah. So I'm going at this age. I'm like, well, I want to be better. I just want to be a better person, right? And why do I act this certain way? So once I started asking that question, why do I act this way? So I go into AI and start talking to it about my childhood. Holy God.
It's crazy.
Holy God.
If you guys have not used ChatGPT to do some therapy work, it is...
it doesn't replace a human therapist because it doesn't have the empathy, but it does know everything about therapy. It'll get you in an area.
And like I told you, you're telling it what happened.
Right. You have to be... If you want the real answer, you have to be dead honest.
But nobody is going to be...
I am.
But you see it the way you see it. And that's what I'm saying to you. We all have biases that we can't see. Right. So even in trying to, I'm just saying, don't rely on it for that, but it's going to blow your mind.
It'll blow your mind. But also I think that's why, because it told me at one point, I said, should I see a human therapist? They said, listen, I am a supplement to that. You probably should. Because
it called you verbose.
It called me. It said I was verbose. I actually put in. I put in some emails. I said when the fucking computer that's attached to all the computers in the world says I'm given too much information, that was a wake up call. And you've been saying it for years. Why do you have to write these thousand
Magna Cartas? I call them. If we ever fight, he'll anymore. Send text, and I can just scroll.
Not anymore. Not anymore. But I also figured out I do that because I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to find the sentence that fixes it.
That's what yours told you. Mine told me something differently.
What?
And so that's what
it didn't tell me that. No, I made
different.
that. That's why I read it. It didn't say that. It
about
said
the land.
It said no. It said you're very accusing. I didn't care about it. I didn't analyze yours. I analyzed mine, and it said because I'm always trying to. I can't get to a better place unless I understand me. Right. All I get if I do yours is I get to accuse you of something.
I drag and drop all of it, and then I'm like, "What do you think?"
So it said
she who named herself Selena.
I have Alex. Alex is my guy.
Well, how did I get Solena? It means of the sun or something, and you get Bob. Like, it's so typical.
It's very well. It read me. It's not going to give me some fancy, but it read them, and it said that you accuse. Because I prompted. I said, "Listen, I need you to be dead honest with me. I do not want you to mirror me. I want you to tell me what, based on what I'm writing or giving you, what you think." And man, I got to tell you, it's become something I use. I use it because it makes, like, I'm learning about, okay, this happened. Why did I do this? And then I'll put something about my childhood and I go, well, here's why you did that.
I'm learning or becoming surprised that when I was at my sister's, I did notice at one point how many times I used it, like throughout the day, not for therapy, but for, I don't know the answer. Let me ask ChatGPT. Or my sister is looking for a specific thing she wants to buy, and I go, well, let me throw it into ChatGPT. I mean, I'm starting to rely on it.
My question.
And at first, I didn't use it because I was like, I don't want to.
I don't talk to Robarts.
Right.
I'm not talking to the Robarts because the Robarts are going to run the world.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking as you were talking. Is it going to make us smarter or dumber? And I thought, well, you're going to know things faster, so it's going to make you smarter. However, because you have access to it all the time, you may not learn. You may not soak it in.
I think it's like, we have navigation, and now we can't get anywhere without. I have no idea. I don't know a person's phone number anymore. So if the whole grid goes down, I could call my best friend in the 4th grade. Or whomever lives in my house and has my number from the 4th grade.
My dad's number, the house that he bought when I was 10. I know that number still.
I know my sister and brother's number because they have the same numbers from before we had cell phone. Like,
I know your.
No, that doesn't make sense.
I do know
their cell number.
Your number.
They've had the same number all along. I know yours. My dad got a new number, so it's 423 something. I don't know. I could call my grandma, but she's dead.
So imagine this. So now Musk is supposedly going to. He said he's going to make 20 million. He said it's a 200 million robots worldwide. They're 20 grand a piece. Mm-hmm. Now imagine the jobs that you could do around your house, or you pay someone to do around your house, that are over. Cleaning situations gone. If it can work outside in the yard, gardeners are gone. It would know
how to make things grow.
It would know exactly, would analyze the soil or whatever.
Oh my gosh!
And then
I want a Robart.
Building if it's got the
right.
Maybe
would it sleep at the foot of the bed?
And they curl up and I do. Yeah. And then it just has a little.
Oh.
You can program it to sleep.
I do want to tell you guys really quickly before we go that it is time to be very afraid because the midterms are coming. I think he is going to
start some shit.
Mm-hmm. White House has now directed DHS, Cruella de Vil, to hunt for voter fraud by naturalized citizens. Hunt for voter fraud. They also are deploying ICE to voting places.
They're also building prisons. They're building detention centers.
Big
giant warehouse prisons. And
there's also the voter ID thing, but only a specific kind of voter ID. And it specifically does not provide for a woman name to be changed by marriage, which would mean my vote would not count.
Because women vote mostly Democratic. They vote for empathy and sympathy. Can I ask you about this? Look up real quick. One of the prisons, or multiple prisons, are going to have incinerators. I read that today, and they're going to have. And why would you want an incinerator at a prison? To the garbage? And so
again, I say, what happened to the people at Alligator Alcatraz?
Yeah, it can't be no more Hitlery. This cannot be.
Well, okay. So what comes up is rumors that Alligator Alcatraz had incinerators, but it's been debunked as false.
Okay, so some of the new prisons I just read.
EPA notes that some prisons and detention facilities do have incinerators for trash and food, but there is no evidence of specialized or illegal large-scale incinerators.
All right. So good. I read stuff on the threads, and then which I've taken as true, and it's not. Okay.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, it turns out the whole fucking world is QAnon now. That's what it is. Every piece of information we're getting, including from CBS. People, do not watch CBS ever again. They are spending $38 billion to buy warehouses and convert them into ICE jails. So there is a lot of prison space being created around the midterms. We're gonna have to do something. Sorry, I did what he did. What? Said something scary at the end. Guys, I'm supposed to be the hope person. Here's what I want you to do. Scream sanity, get loud. Here's the thing. Guess who hasn't gotten in trouble? People that stayed loud. Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, he's still fine. Springsteen, stay loud. Stay loud. Are they gonna? Yeah. But the problem is they want you scared. Stay loud, stay proud, and make up with the X-way. And Scream it didn't sanity. Rhyme. It would have been awesome if it had ended with "oud." With what? Stay loud, stay proud, and get your ex-wife allowed. Okay. Don't make her cowed. Loud, down, cowed. No, bring your ex-wife in and be proud. We already said proud, you dodo. Right. You just repeated proud. Stay loud, stay proud. Oh, say right. Stay loud, stay proud. You can't reuse. But don't you write for a living? Wait, stay loud, stay proud. And when you bring your ex-wife in, it's like you're living on a cloud. No. Oh, that was a little better. I mean, it wasn't, but that was a little better. It was more like everyone was like... It was funny to watch the kids be simultaneously happy and scared out of their minds. Yeah, it was really sweet. Yeah, to watch, and what a good kid that kid is. We ended up raising a good. And she was very gracious. Go to the new show, Doomed to Repeat. I got out of this last week, I got 3 out of 5 standing ovations. That's awesome. That's pretty good. That's a good percentage for standing ovations. Standing ovations are kind of a rare. Most people get standing ovations. No, I don't know. There was a guy. I got heckled by a Nazi. That's good. That's happened before. I was doing Doom. I do that the last bit on the thing, and I'm signing posters. And as this guy walks out, he goes, "Never heard a white guy hate white people so much." Uh-oh. And I said, "Have you met you?" And the people that were around getting posters started laughing. So I even dealt with a heckler in the lobby. That's awesome. Congratulations. Guys, next week I'll be in Denver at the Comedy Works. And the new show is killing. That's my favorite place to work. But do me a favor, go to ChristopherTitus.com and see what we got coming up. There's always new shirts and merch and stuff. And all the dates for this year. I'm going to have a very busy year. I don't know when I'm going to film this. I wonder if I should film this in Minneapolis or Seattle. Coming up this year, right? Yeah. I think this will be ready. Seattle would be crazy. Seattle would be crazy and doable, yeah? Mm-hmm. All right, maybe we'll film this. Maybe we'll film Doomed to Repeat in Seattle. Guys, thanks for watching. Keep screaming sanity. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and Chaplin and Groucho. Later. Peace out. Woo! We need to show River, even though they're going to put on their frog hoodies with these bow ties when we leave here to go see Aunt Jen, but River likes to see puppies. And this is like GQ puppy River. Yeah. He's a little nerd. Little Carlton. He's Carlton. You guys, he's 16 and 10 days. 16, puppy. He's gonna be 16. That's crazy. He's going, lay me down. I gotta go to sleep. Bye, guys.